All right, here we are back in Photoshop, and again, if you want to follow along, you can go into the Vanishing Point folder, which is inside the Project Files folder, and you can use that image and follow along right with me. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to remove this bicycle from this image, and we're going to do it in Vanishing Point. We're going to completely make it disappear, just like that. And we're going to do this only using Vanishing Point. It's just to show you how powerful it is. So what I'm going to do is move this image out of the way, and we're going to start off with our original image right here. Alright, here's a little tip. Before you go into Vanishing Point, always make a new layer. Because that way, when you're through with Vanishing Point, all the edits and patches that you do will be on their own separate layers, so you can just remove them or edit them later. And you can always keep your original image. So what I'm going to do is come over here to the Layers palette, make a new layer, and then come right up here to Filter, and down here to Vanishing Point. Alright, here we are, and I'll go ahead and zoom into this image here, and we're going to create our perspective plane on this sidewalk, because we're going to start off by erasing the wheels here of the bike, and then we'll work up and start removing the rest of the bike from there. But I'm going to come over here, and I'll zoom in a little bit closer so you can see this. I'll hold down the space bar to get the hand tool here. And I'm going to start really small here when I create this grid. I always like to do that because I like to use areas on the photo to tell me the best perspective in the photo, or to figure out where the best perspective in the photo is. And I'll do something about like this. I'm going to use these tiles on this sidewalk to help me determine that plane there. Look at that. I'll pull this out just a little bit. And to see how this looks, I can just zoom out and we can see how well we've done. The Vanishing Point will allow us to stretch this grid all the way down to the bottom, or all the way down to the end of the sidewalk. So yes, we can erase all the bicycles in this entire image. That will probably take a very long time. We're not going to do that on this video, but I'm just going to show you how to remove this one bicycle over here in the front. But what I'm also going to do is zoom out, and we're probably going to want to get all the way in the corner of this image down here, since we do have some shadows from the bicycle. Well, what I'll do then is pull this grid outside of the image. So I'll go ahead and zoom out, and I'll pull this outside. So we have plenty of room to work with, so I can get all the way in the corner of the image. Okay, this is good, and I like it. So what I'll do now is select the marquee tool, because we're going to go ahead and patch up the sidewalk here, or patch over the bike. There we go. You'll be doing a lot of zooming in and out with the Vanishing Point. What I'm going to do is create a selection inside the grid. And I'm going to select an area of the sidewalk here. I'm also going to look out for any ridges or cracks or anything like that. I'm going to pull this selection all the way to the end. I'm going to release the mouse. I'm going to hold down the Alt key, which is the Option key on the Mac. And I'll get those two little arrows there. And then I'll also hold down the Shift key so that selection will ride right along the edges of the grid. Because if I don't hold down the Shift key, look what will happen. You see how loose it is? It's kind of flimsy. But by holding down Shift, it will attach itself to the edge of the grid. So don't forget that. And I'll just go ahead and drag this out and position it somewhere about like there. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I will move down, and what I can do, I can hold down Alt and Shift once more and drag out another copy. So I don't have to reselect down here or anything like that. I can make another copy.